Following an unsuccessful bid for the presidency in 2008, Congressman Ron Paul of Texas and his supporters decided to continue the fight by turning their efforts from a campaign for the presidency to a campaign for liberty. Campaign for Liberty, a nationwide grassroots political activist group, now boasts 500,000 members nationwide. Paul Hamby's been a Campaign for Liberty regional organizer for Northwest Missouri, working on issues both large and small, federal and local, such as fighting the Real ID Act and the Animal ID Act. The group's core goals are the promotion of individual liberty, constitutional government, sound money, free markets, and an anti-war, non-interventionist foreign policy, by educating the public and getting them active and involved. Hamby says the goal of his group boils down to a simple live and let live philosophy.
But the idea, the basic principle of liberty is that you should be able to live your life without interruption from the government, from rules, regulations, or penalties or taxes, so long as you're not hurting someone else. That's the simplest concept of liberty.
Larry Flinchpaugh is a Western alum from the class of 1960. After working a number of positions, which included a career as an accountant for Phillips Petroleum, he retired and moved back to St. Joseph, where he became active in the group. Flinchpaugh says Campaign for Liberty is a nonpartisan group because they blame both parties for the nation's economic crises, foreign policy crisis, and the ballooning national debt.
If you're a Democrat and you're blaming the Republicans, or if you're a Republican and blaming the Democrats, you haven't arrived yet. You're still in Never Never Land because they're both at fault.
So we are not loyal to either party, and we know that they're both going to misbehave, and when they do, we're going to point out what they do and call them out and try to create political pain for them for misbehaving.
Though they say their group has had incredible success at the local and state levels, Flinchpaugh and Hamby say local activity has actually been limited to a relatively small number of members, something Flinchpaugh says they'd like to change.
And there's two kinds of membership. You can be a paid member where you can vote, or you can be a not paid member and you get their emails and notices of meetings they're going to have, where Ron Paul's going to speak, that type of thing. But as a group, we can make a difference because the politicians will start listening to us.
Flinchpaugh urges anyone interested to contact him at 816-676-2565 or call Paul Hamby at 816-632-0602. More information on Campaign for Liberty is available on their website at www.campaignforliberty.com. For Griffin Today, I'm Clay Rains.